Summa cum laude. Stephanie Leone, Department of Fine Arts, the College of Arts and Sciences. Stephanie Leone is recognized for enabling her students to create a virtual exhibition in her course on early Renaissance art in Italy, using a BC Share group featuring an album where their image selections were posted along with fully referenced descriptive text.
There are three principal ways that I use technology. The first is the most fundamental, that is used by many professors at BC, and that is using Blackboard Vista. The reason that this is especially important for art history is that it allows us to have images of every work of art that we study in class in a single place for the students to study. So in that way, I'm able to introduce many more works of art than I could if I were only relying on the textbook. The second way that I've used technology in my classes is through a collaborative project that I created for my early Renaissance art class. And the project utilized BC Share. The goal of the project was to have all of the students create a virtual museum exhibition together. And so we used BC Share as a way for the students to post information that they would share with one another. And from there, they were able to create this exhibition. And then in the end, it was the site for the exhibition itself. And then the final way that I've used technology is that I created a website on the Renaissance and Baroque city of Rome. And it's a way to give the students a virtual view of Rome.
Just reading about art and architecture, it's not the same as viewing it. And when you see this map and you see all of the works compiled together and all of the architecture and all of the landmarks and together in one spot, you see how they connect to each other, and you also see through these connections like how society built itself around the architecture. And it helps you memorize things for tests, so you can see it visually and it's there and it's tangible. You can actually see it instead of just reading it out of a textbook and thinking about it. But because of Professor Leone's teaching style, conveying to me the information, it was so dynamic and so effective. It encouraged me to change my major to art history, to a discipline that ever since then has captivated me. And every day I'm even more intrigued and even more excited in the discipline I'm studying.
Eric Owens, Department of Theology, the College of Arts and Sciences. Eric Owens is recognized for using a BC Share group as a course management system in his class on ethics, religion, and international politics. His BC Share group contains a wiki providing links to readings and other content, and blogs and comments allowing for exchanges and student contributions.
I love technology and I use it as much as I can. The technology I use isn't being used for technology's sake. I use it to provide access to information and to collaborate and to share ideas in ways that just aren't possible any other way. I'm using BC Share groups, and we've set up multiple wiki pages with parts of the syllabus on each page that are updated constantly. So the wiki portion of it has the syllabus. It has a section for all the class notes that I handouts that I give, as well as study guides, exams, and things like that. The other half on the BC Share groups page that I use is the class blog. And I ask students throughout the semester to post interesting articles or comments or questions, and they'll post it to the blog, and sometimes other students will comment on them. Other times it's just a matter for us to discuss in the next class. But it provides a much more continuous forum for discussion than simply coming into class twice a week and waiting 5 or 6 days.
I just felt like from the moment we walked into class, technology was incorporated a lot more clearly into the syllabus, and it was a lot more than just going online to Blackboard Vista to download and print articles. It made it a lot easier to access the materials, and then through forums, blogs, and wikis on the BC Share site, we were able to participate right there along with him by posting news items that we thought were interesting, or even just asking questions to the class. He integrates them into the class by, at the beginning of every class, he starts off a lot of times referring to some of the more interesting posts that he's read in the last few days. And it's just made it a lot easier to be more of an active participant in the class rather than just a student who reads the articles and comes in and listens to lecture.
Gregory Staller, Department of Operations and Strategic Management, the Carroll School of Management. Gregory Staller is recognized for piloting a course capture system which provides chaptered videos of each class with accompanying presentations, and for using web conferencing to promote collaborative learning and international contact for students in his management practice and international consulting project courses.
I use technology in my teaching for two purposes. One is to provide students with the best academic experience possible, and also to help them overcome any practical issues they might be facing. I'm very appreciative and fortunate that a large part of my teaching role here at BC involves travel with our MBA students internationally to either consult with non-American businesses about their business practices or to visit companies that are operating abroad. The technology allows me to introduce back into the classroom those experiences for students who might not have been able to join us in the field. In terms of helping them overcome practical experiences, another benefit of the video capture software that we've piloted this past fall is that MBA students are now interviewing in a very tight job market. So if the students need to miss 15 or 20 minutes of my class so that they can go to the interview, by videotaping what we're doing in the class, they're able to, immediately after the class is finished, go online, review any key discussion points or any lectures they might have missed.
I think Greg goes above and beyond in whatever he does. Greg will make everything available to a student on Blackboard, and it'll be organized effectively and in a way that you can find anything in an instant. The second thing I think that's very useful is his ability to use digital video in taping pretty much every lecture that he's given, every presentation that we've given as students in those classes, and being able to access that from a remote place. And in my situation where I was working almost full-time, going to school full-time, a professor like Greg Stoller, who uses technology to make you feel like you're part of the classroom even though you're not there, is fantastic. And I think that Greg was able to use quality and innovative technological mediums like digital media, like IP telephony, but really integrate it seamlessly within the course. And it wasn't something that was done for novelty. It was done that was something that actually had a purpose.
Peter Wilson, Department of Accounting, the Carroll School of Management. Peter Wilson is recognized for undertaking a course capture pilot to provide chaptered videos and presentations from each class in his accounting courses, and for supporting the learning of complex content by making notes on a tablet PC during class and uploading the annotated presentations for viewing in Blackboard Vista.
We deliver content in the classroom differently. So sometimes we're using visual, sometimes audio, but outside the classroom, students can go to a variety of resources to learn at their own pace in their own media. We use a good deal of PC tablet and OneNote to get an interactive classroom. What OneNote allows us to do is have a rich interaction and PC tablet where we're drawing from a lot of resources, annual reports, whatever, and you can bring them into the discussion and make them live up on the projector screen. And then all of that gets transported up to the internet to use classroom capture, where students can go up to the internet afterwards and view the lecture. That also has the advantage if I don't cover something in class that's really important because there's a great discussion going on in class, I can go home, get on my pajamas and do a little quick computer representation of what we did with audio and on the computer, writing on the computer, in the PC tablet, in OneNote, and that goes up to the internet and students can then go see how do you do this task or how do you solve this problem or whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish.
Pete had a tablet PC, so he could write directly onto documents that were then being projected up onto the screen, which allowed us to essentially interact with the documents a lot more, which furthered our understanding of exactly what was going on in the accounting. He'd take audio of all the class sessions and put them up on the web with a video of his computer screen. So if there was a concept that we hadn't understood or something that we felt that we needed a little bit more work on, we could go back on our own time and then work through that again. Essentially, it was like sitting through the class a second time to go over any points that we might have missed.
Robin Wood, Department of Adult Health Nursing, and Nancy Peters, Department of Maternal and Child Health Nursing, the Cannell School of Nursing. Robin Wood and Nancy Peters are recognized for introducing virtual reality simulation into the curriculum for clinical courses in the Cannell School of Nursing. Professor Wood, who received the highest number of nominations this year, was instrumental in authoring the Academic Technology Innovation Grant, which allowed the school to acquire human-patient simulators. As clinical instructor responsible for managing the simulation scenarios in a number of clinical courses, Nancy Peters assisted students in using this technology to develop skills and build confidence in critical areas of patient care.
I teach courses in the campus laboratory where the educational objective is learning critical skills. It's a very active, animated environment. The prevailing strategy there is an interactive platform for teaching. Traditional lecture and PowerPoint doesn't work when students are learning psychomotor skills. They need to be doing the things that nurses do. We learn best from the mistakes that we make, and a mistake with a live patient can be catastrophic. So we've created a safe, organized, controlled, realistic learning environment.
The technology of the SimMan is really great because it allows you to go into a setting that's like going to be a setting of the hospital, and you pretend that the SimMan is going to be your patient, and it really gives you a feel of going in and not kind of being in this new environment. And it's really great to you feel like you're in an actual hospital setting, and the SimMan will have an actual pulse, an actual breath. And so in the beginning, this lab is teaching you how to do the basic vital signs of a patient. You really get to go in and practice these things, feeling a little bit uncomfortable, so that way that you can feel that much more comfortable when you go into the actual setting.
We've used a lot of technology to make these mannequins really be human-like. They will talk and interact live with students with a wireless microphone. They can have body fluids that I might simulate depending on the situation that I'm teaching. For instance, at one given time, they're taking care of an adolescent that had a cardiac catheterization. And during that scenario, I want them to learn about the complication of bleeding. And in fact, we've made our mannequin bleed with Halloween blood that we've rigged up to this mannequin, and students have to care for that intervention as they would a real person. And over again, students tell us that it felt so real. So the impact of the technology of making these patients, if you would, be real to augment their learning has been amazing.
Magna cum laude. Andrea Javel, Department of Romance Languages and Literatures, the College of Arts and Sciences. Andrea Javel was recognized in 2006 for the innovative use of Wimba voice tools within Blackboard Vista. She is recognized this year for expanding opportunities for students in her elementary and intermediate French courses to engage the language directly through the use of interactive web resources for both writing and speaking. Nancy Fairchild, Department of Adult Health Nursing, the Cannell School of Nursing. Nancy Fairchild is recognized for working with an extensive team of colleagues to transform a traditional pharmacology and advanced nursing practice course into an online course in Blackboard Vista, with content delivered through narrated PowerPoint presentations, recordings of occasional class sessions, and a discussion board for student exchanges. Eric Strauss, Department of Biology, the College of Arts and Sciences. Eric Strauss was recognized in 2005 for engaging multimedia content, both in the classroom and online through WebCT. He is recognized this year for more recent innovations in his courses on organisms and populations, animal behavior and ecology, including the introduction of clickers to foster participation in large classes, and providing podcasts after class to complete and reinforce what was covered. Christopher Wood, Department of Romance Languages and Literatures, the College of Arts and Sciences. Christopher Wood was recognized in 2005 for WebCT sites with rich Spanish language resources, encouraging his students to immerse in the language and its contexts. He is recognized this year for a project using video conferencing, allowing students in his Spanish course, Naturalmente, to interact with a tutor in Guatemala. The project was funded by an academic technology innovation grant. Special recognition. Peter Auger, part-time faculty, Department of Biology, the College of Arts and Sciences. Peter Auger is commended for giving students in his field ecology course hands-on experience with state-of-the-art technologies, such as GPS tracking devices, temperature data loggers, and Google Earth, to collect and plot information. The Cannell School of Nursing. The Cannell School of Nursing is recognized for exemplary use of university-wide technologies, as well as innovations particular to the nursing field, such as high-fidelity patient simulation. The continuing education program was the first at Boston College to offer courses mostly online, providing training and certification for nurses working in the field. The faculty includes early adopters of Clicker, Wiki, and course management systems. Using the full range of available tools, they deliver rich content and allow students to track grades, assess their knowledge, and interact with each other and their instructors. Some have undertaken the development of custom sites, often collaborating with colleagues in local hospitals and other healthcare organizations.